Hello, my name is Sergio Pinedo, and I'm here to give my speech. The world we live in today is a competitive one. Global superpowers such as the United States, China, Russia, and many European countries strive to have the latest technology and also be the greatest country. Despite the competition, I think it is safe to say that we no longer live in an era where war, invasion, and dominion are in the country's agenda. Today's age is characterized by global responsibilities. That is to say, many of the world's superpowers strive to the best. However, they work towards the goal in a globally responsible manner and with the planet Earth in mind. Living in the United States is a privilege. Therefore, one must never forget that in order to continue this way of life, one must give back in a positive way. Let us analyze three situations that demonstrate global responsibilities by the U.S. and countries aboard. Everyone who has taken American history knows about the Cold War and the armed race. Brazil has set aside acres of rainforest in order to preserve trees, species, and the overall environment. World superpowers recognize that they can still be competitive all while upholding the value of global responsibilities. Let us talk about Russia's reduction of nuclear arms. Russia was and continues to hold the largest share of nuclear armament, otherwise known as weapons of mass destruction or WMD. One does not need to be a nuclear scientist to recognize that owning a large amount of nuclear armament jeopardizes the safety of the entire world. Perhaps Russia did not go about realizing the commitment towards the global responsibility in the smoothest of ways. However, it has moved to reduce the amount of nuclear armaments, and this is responsible action by the country of Russia. Perhaps Russia took in consideration the global attitude responsibilities and decided that it is not necessary to keep that many weapons. It is arguable that many countries like Russia sought to outdo one another in arms race. However, those times have changed. Russia has made a globally responsible decision and taken action to reduce its amount of weapons. Let us now talk about Brazil and its position of global responsibilities. Global responsibilities, excuse me. One does not need to be reowned. One does not need to be reowned environmentalist to realize that the Amazon rainforest is being cut down at an alarming rate. This is a violation of the global responsibilities of the worst. The headlines are filled with how much rainforest contributes to a healthy environment. If the use of the world's rainforest must continue, it needs to be done in a more responsible manner. For starters, acres need to be set aside for conservation and replanting needs to begin as soon as possible. Why would people be so ignorant? One may ask, because they don't have values and don't live a globally responsible lifestyle. This is a solution where money overshadows the need to preserve the world's remaining natural rainforests. One should not be misled into believing that destruction of the world's rainforest would be without consequences. It would globally responsible to not make a change to this practice. Let us look at what countries in the Union have done to endorse global responsibilities. Countries have realized that global responsibility is important and have formed organizations to endorse the concept. Global responsibility is, as the name suggests, global. Will take a lot more than one single country to make changes to irresponsible action. First, countries will have to consider looking beyond their personal interest and ambition. Formation of treaties and world organizations that strive for the global responsibilities is where the work needs to begin. Global responsibilities also mean taking global health problems and making healthcare more attainable. It's important that attitudes that promote responsibility competition change among countries. Attitudes need to work towards helping one another. Countries must change their belief the, that the strongest country is the one who produces and creates the most. Countries should share healthcare solutions and eliminate making it more accessible. Countries will have the keys improper behavior like destroying the Amazon and engaging in armed races and withholding healthcare information. Over global responsibilities is the key to continuation of the planet Earth, and it's one significant factor in sustainable living. Today we have discussed global responsibilities and have observed the countries that are doing to endorse these values. Values are what separate humans from animals. Values are what separate ancient civilizations who prospered on war and destruction from the modern day civilization, where war is no longer the most efficient bargaining chip. Thank you.